Semester number 2, lesson number 18. Our aim today is how did the Great Depression affect life and culture in America? And today we're going to look at, how the Great Depression changed the way in which people lived. And yesterday we talked more about what caused the Depression. Today we're going to talk about the effects of the Depression. All right. And the first thing we want to look at is what did the government do or not do at the beginning of the Depression? And at the beginning of the Depression, you have a president named Herbert Hoover. And Herbert Hoover is a very much by-the-books government guy. And he believed in laissez-faire. All right? And if you guys remember, laissez-faire means government hands off the economy. And that's really the whole idea of capitalism, is that the government does not get involved. That supply and demand and competition are what drive business. All right. So Hoover's idea was not to help out the people because he didn't think it was the government's job to help the people, and that by helping out the people, you're going against everything that capitalism and laissez-faire are. So his idea was to talk to the business owners, bankers, and labor leaders. All right. And he was saying to them, here's what you should do. You should, hire more people, get more people working, and if you get more people working, the economy is going to pick up. All right. One of the best indicators of a good economy is a low unemployment rate. However, during the Great Depression, the unemployment rate was over 25%. All right. In a good economy, the unemployment rate's, about 6% tops. So that shows that really they were in a tough situation, and Hoover just simply was not doing enough. All right. This was an attempt to slow the Depression. However, I don't know if it really worked that well. And after a year, the economy was still suffering. In cities, people lost their jobs and they were evicted from their homes. And a lot of people created what's called shanty towns. And here's a picture right here. All right, shanty town is a neighborhood made of makeshift shacks, and these are all makeshift shacks if you look at them. They were also known as Hoovervilles. And I want you to think, why would they call them Hoovervilles? And obviously this was a direct kind of connection to how they felt about Hoover and what they thought he was allowing to happen. In New York City, Central Park, their people just basically built these things right in Central Park and lived there. Very dangerous, very sad, but people had nowhere else to go. There was also soup kitchens, all right, which provided free or low cost food. It was tough for these men who for a long time they provided for their family, and now they were in a situation where they didn't have a job, they didn't have a source of food, and they'd have to go to give this government free handout. And for a lot of them, just imagine what this did to their confidence and to how they felt about themselves. Breadlines, food was provided by a charity or public agency to feed the people. Bank business and shops closed. All right, and really, if you look at this right here is right in New York City, the top one and the bottom one. These are men waiting online just to get food, and it's very sad. It really is. Our check for understanding today. An accurate statement about the Great Depression of the 1930s is that A, agriculture was the only sector of the economy to escape the effects of the Depression. B, the trade barriers erected by major nations helped to keep the Depression confined to the United States. C, a variety of factors combined to bring about the economic collapse. Or D, a massive response by the federal government under Hoover administration failed to bring about recovery. And we will talk about that answer tomorrow. Have a good night.